Welcome to today's webinar, in which I'd like to introduce you to our recently launched Interactive Brokers Trading Academy. This is our complimentary education center intended to help you learn how to leverage our software in order to make the most of your investing habits. The Academy has been developed to provide video content and supporting materials to anyone wanting to learn more about trading products available through Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation, or TWS for short. The videos allow users to learn at their own measured pace and walk them through the process of configuring TWS to their needs. We designed the Academy by developing a series of structured courses. The course is intended to educate the viewer about a broad subject. Each course is broken into a number of lessons, and each lesson is intended to break down the course into relevant content. This approach allows us to deliver bite-sized content that viewers can watch, pause, and replay on demand at their convenience. You should find that you will not become overwhelmed by any individual lesson because we have purposely kept the length short. Before I show you where to find IB Traders Academy and how to register, I have compiled a brief video to illustrate the type of content you can expect to see when you join the Academy. Just bear with us for 1 second and we'll play today's video. Soon to expire options in your Interactive Brokers account can easily be rolled over to a further strike or expiration date in the same underlying ticker. From any page showing the current position, right-click in the row to show the floating menu. You will see Buy, Sell, Close and Roll. In this example, I have a short call option position in the current weekly series. This short video will explain the layout and some of the features of TWS Option Trader. This optimized window gives you streaming option chain data, option statistics, and quick spread and order entry with robust order management capabilities. To open the Option Trader, use the New Window drop-down. The aim of this first lesson is to enable you to easily open a chart and understand the various elements of the display. We will explain the chart layout and show you how to access configuration menus and shortcuts so that you can quickly redesign the time period of any chart or swiftly add relevant studies. Any of our online courses at Traders Academy. We did this for the very simple reason that each lesson contains a quiz, and in order to monitor your progress, we have to provide you with a login and a password. That way, whenever you access Traders Academy, you can see which courses and lessons you have taken and whether you already sat the quiz. And if you don't want to take the quizzes, you don't have to. Just move along to the next course or lesson you want to learn more about. IB Traders Academy is available all day, every day. The Academy does not shut just because the market closed for the day. You do not have to be an existing IB client, and you may access from desktop, tablet, or mobile device. So let's start at the Interactive Brokers homepage. Go to IBKR.com and below the login button, locate the education drop-down menu. When expanded, you will see the education offering to the left, and second on the list is a link to Traders Academy. Click the link and you'll see a brief description of the Academy. Before I scroll down through the available courses, look at the upper right corner of the page to see icons to register and to log in. I'll return to these in a moment. Before you register, scroll down the page and make sure the content we have is right for you. The available courses are displayed and we are adding more material each month. Each course has a description next to the thumbnail. You may only see the expanded lesson description when logged into the Academy, but you may click on the reviews button to check if other users have provided any feedback. Registrants may also submit follow-up questions after they have completed any course. Let's see how to sign up for Traders Academy by clicking on the register icon at the top of the page. If you are new to Interactive Brokers and do not yet have an account, complete the registration form with your first and last name, email address, and by creating and confirming a password. Click on the green register button below. If you are an existing client and have created an IB screen name, click on the hyperlink and then update your password for Traders Academy at any time within account management. Whenever you come back to the Traders Academy page to sit another course, click the login icon and enter your user details. When logged in, you will see that the login icon has turned into a logout icon. Now, you may click on the green button below each module to view the course details. Let's start by clicking on the TWS for Beginners agenda. If I scroll down in this view, you will see that the entire course has 8 lessons and the goals are bulleted for each lesson. Next to the lesson title is an expand contract arrow. Click the arrow to reveal the video lesson. Below, you will see 2 more buttons. If I click on the study notes, you will download PDF materials to your browser. If I open this download, you'll see the accompanying notes for this lesson. If I click on the link to the right, it will display additional information related to the course. Click the hyperlinks to open each page. When you are ready to watch, click anywhere on the image. When the lesson has finished, click the green icon to the right to take the accompanying quiz for each lesson. Each quiz is short, but is designed to address the salient points in each lesson. Select an answer by clicking on the radio button. If you get the answer right, it will show correct in green. If you select the wrong answer, it will display incorrect and prompt you to try again. When you have correctly answered all questions, the submit button will become active at the bottom of the page. You can retake any quiz as many times as you want and use the white X in the upper right corner of the quiz to exit. The TWS for Beginners course is an excellent place for new clients or those interested in testing TWS before becoming clients to quickly get up and running. However, some of you may want to take a deeper look at other products or aspects in greater detail. We have included courses to introduce the student to futures, options, and charts, and one of the benefits of these courses is that we explain investing concepts behind the products and also show you how to adapt TWS for use with that specific product in mind. We also provide a roadmap for mobile users, whether you are using an Android device or either an iPhone or an iPad. When you register for Traders Academy, you will be able to see which specific lesson suits your immediate needs, or you can decide whether to sit the entire course. Also available is a course dedicated to the plethora of option tools available in TWS. Here, you will find in-depth lessons on the IB Probability Lab, the Volatility Lab, and TWS Option Trader. But in addition, you'll find specific instructions explaining how to enter option spreads and combination orders using Strategy Builder. We also explain how to adapt a regular stock chart to display an estimated price range, which is a common tool used by option traders. We even include a lesson on the IB Risk Navigator, illustrating how to quickly calculate the forward price of an option under customized price, time, and volatility assumptions so that investors can plan their trades accordingly. We added an Introduction to Margin course to help clients understand the distinction between Reg T and portfolio margin, to help them better understand the topic and to help determine the best account type for their needs. Bond and fixed income trading for TWS introduces IBKR's bond offering and offers an in-depth explanation of using the Global Bond Scanner software to find suitable investments depending on investors' individual needs. We also created a course to cover many of the advanced trading tools offered in TWS. These powerful tools are tailor-made for active investors, but equally usable by individuals. The course offers lessons in TWS Basket Trader, FX Trader, Portfolio Builder, and also covers Mosaic Market Scanners. At the IB Traders Academy, we also partnered with third parties to bring you additional courses. For a thorough explanation of technical analysis, we asked Market Life's Adam Grimes to explain a series of concepts that would help TWS users track and identify potential chart patterns using IB software. And for any programmers out there, we got together with Quantinsty to explain how to use programming language R to connect and trade through IBKR's API. So there you have it. IB Traders Academy is not only a well-constructed series of courses designed to comprehensively assist new IBKR clients, but is also a library of information that clients may return to again and again to find a specific answer to a "how do I do this in TWS" question. And remember, the additional information and course notes are available with each lesson. Simply go to the IBKR homepage and locate Traders Academy under the Education menu and register to learn more about the courses on offer. And remember to come back often to this page to check for additional material as we add it. So please let me know if you have any questions by entering them in the chat panel, and thanks for joining me in today's webinar. We'll have a look, we'll review your questions, but just to let you know that today we will post a recording of today's webinar to our YouTube page, and you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we will also follow up with an email, including a link to a recording of today's session so you can review it again. I'm joined here with my colleague Mary, who runs Traders Academy, and we're going to review any questions that are coming in, and we'll answer them. Mary, what have we got coming in?
Let's see, I see a question here by Nick. Could the login info be the same as my TWS login and password and username? Right now, you cannot log in to Traders Academy with your TWS login and password, and we do that for security reasons. So what you can do is you can either register with your email, or you can go and register with your IB screen name. And the way to go about doing that is, let me just log out and I'll show you. Let me just bring this over here. So I'm gonna log out, and then I'm gonna come in here, click register, and you'll see at the top it says already an IB client. Just click here, okay? And then when you do that, it takes you out to account management directly. And then what you can do here, you'll see it takes you to the account management user settings page, and you'll see it says online features. So I'm just going to click on this and bring this up. And what this allows you to do is you can access Traders Academy, the Investors Marketplace, and also the features poll. And all you have to do is create a screen name, you create your own password, and then you just verify by entering your account management /TWS username and password. And that way then you create a screen name for yourself. And we do that because what we want is when you actually finish the quizzes, all the quizzes, you can take a final. And then at that point, what you can do is submit a review. And so I'll show you some of the reviews here. I'm just going to click on TWS for beginners. So you'll see here that there's usernames that, like for instance, this person, MC1212, that's their screen name. So we did not want your TWS user ID to show up in that area. That's why we actually request that you put in a screen name. You can also enter a review anonymously, anonymously if you wanted to. Okay, let's see, hold on, what else? Okay, all right, and once again, as Andrew mentioned, we're actually building out our courses. Okay, so Isaac sent me a question. I can't log into the training. Okay, so what you could do is send, I'll look into this. I'm not sure, I have to ask you more specific questions. You can send an email to ibshorts@ibkr.com and we'll receive it. And then that way when we can respond to you about those specific questions.
And we'll type that into the chat panel before we leave, so you have that. There's a good question coming from somebody about, I mentioned the YouTube channel, Mary. And this is something that maybe people don't know about. So let's show on every page in on Interactive Brokers website, if you scroll down to the towards the bottom.
Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to go back to the home page. And you'll see right here that you can go out to YouTube right here using the Interactive Brokers homepage. And then what you can also do is just when you access YouTube, so I'm going to click on that, it'll take you out to, oops, I'm going to just pause that. You'll see a subscribe button here at the top right, and you just click on that. I'm in the channel itself, so I can't subscribe, but you'll see a subscribe button, and that's where you can subscribe to our YouTube channel.
But once again, that YouTube icon is available on practically every page, not just from the home page, but you have to look down to that bottom bar above the disclaimers, and it's with all the other social media icons. So
like LinkedIn and Facebook, and those will bring you directly to the Interactive Brokers social pages. Okay.
Yeah, there was a good question came in from somebody about the yes, the programming language specific.
Uday has a question. Do you have any programming language specific training too, like Java, for example? So what we have the R language, and also we just did this iBridge which is kind of a Python API that was built by a third party. But what we also are going to do shortly is our next coming course is for Python, and that will be using the TWS Python API, followed up by the Java course. And so we are building out those API courses, and they probably will show up in the third and fourth quarter this year. And so we're actively starting to work on outlines and producing that. The other thing is, if you do have any idea for courses that you'd like to see that you don't see right there, feel free to enter them in the chat panel right now, any ideas, or you can always just email Andrew and I at the ibshorts@interactivebrokers.com, and I'm going to actually put that in a minute. Okay, let's see. Oh, also, if you are aware, you can also, if you just want information on the APIs in general, you can always go to the GitHub page under education. Just look at the API documentation. All right, here's one. Where do I create different portfolio views. I cannot find a view in TWS that shows my daily totals separated by security, and also a view that gives me a separate performance window separated by stocks and options.
That's a really good question from Derek Sparks. I believe the answer to that question will be within the TWS for beginners.
Yep, I think there's a portfolio. Let's see here. We go into the TWS for beginners course, intro to order types, intro to charts. I think what it's going to be doing is looking at.
You had it right there, lesson 2. Nope, lesson 3.
Lesson 3. They're going to be looking at the the monitor panel is where you're going to find also your portfolio. It's going to be in one of those tabs, and so this lesson 3 would be a good one to take a look at.
And that's
specifically.
The beauty of the course is that if you have a look through the menu for each course, don't forget, first of all, Traders Academy is absolutely free. I explained why we make you register, so that we can monitor progress for people who are interested in sitting an entire course. But feel free to use this as a library. Just pop in, review kind of through the bookshelves and decide, yep, that would be relevant information for me. Don't forget, log in and expand the view for each course so that you can see what the bulleted list is and what you hope to achieve, and you'll hopefully find all of the information there. We've devised this course based upon many years of delivering webinars, live webinars here at Interactive Brokers, and we've taken that concept and broken down lengthier webinars into these bite-sized pieces where you can dip in and out for relevant structured information.
Here's another the question somebody's asking is, let's see. Okay, so I'm trying to register. It's asking me for a passcode. So in that, let me go back up here and do that. Go back up. So once again, I'm going to log out so we can come up here. So if you go, let me just go back here into the logout page. All right, hold on. This is, we'll bring up Firefox. Okay, so I'm logging in, and you'll see here it asks for an email address or a screen name. And so in this case, you obviously can either, if you've registered previously, you can just put in your email address. And this screen name is the screen name that is referenced in account management for online features. And that's what we just brought up. And once again, if I just click this register for access to online features. Okay, I'm going to click on that. Okay, and then I'm going to go out here. It'll take you out to account management, and this is if you are an existing client. What you can do is you can create an online feature, quote unquote, screen name, and you would just click this gear icon, and this is where you create a screen name. In fact, I created one, MS Mac, for myself. And then I created a screen password. So you can do it that way if you're a client. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Or you can register directly. Let me just log out. You can register directly just by putting in your email address. And that's how you can do that. Okay, if you don't want to go through the process of creating your screen name. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, a market profile use in trading futures. Would that be in our introduction to futures course?
Well, Nancy, that's a good question. I am not sure that market profile is available in Trader Workstation. I don't recall seeing it. But I will check. If you can send me an email, and we'll put that address up on the screen in a moment. What you can do instead, and we did build this in the futures lesson. It shows you how to use intraday volume, or that may be in a charts course. But you can certainly put up the intraday, minute by minute or tick by tick. chart and then show on the right the intraday volume histogram, which is similar, but it's not quite, I understand it's not quite market profile. But as I say, I'd have to confirm, but I don't think market profile as a study is actually available in TWS.
Okay, I also see Shad's mentioning something I'm not seeing. Let's see. Okay, somebody's asking, does the screen name need to be lowercase and have a number 2? It might be. That's probably why I created it that way, and it will probably come and say you have to create, like, use upper lowercase and a number, but I'm sure it says that when you go through and create it. I think they have instructions on that, and that's probably why I put the numbers in my screen name. It's stuck right now. Okay, well, we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, so let's just put up the email address for anybody who does have a problem and or questions that we didn't get to, and we will definitely resolve those.
Okay, and I'm gonna send that all. Yep, so everyone should have just received that email address, and feel free to send us an email. If you do have any other questions, we'd be happy to, try to look up whatever issues you may be having and get back to you.
Yeah, and we've purposely created the reviews and the questions so that so that we didn't want people submitting questions without actually going through the entire course. We want you to watch the course, and if we don't cover it, then put the question up submit the question, and we'll answer it and post both question and answer together live on the page.
The reason, and Andrew mentioned this in the course, is that the reason why we're actually requesting a user ID is when you take the quizzes, we keep track of where you are in the course. So when you log back in, you'll see that you've taken, if you're taking an 8-lesson course, you've seen that you've taken maybe the first 4 quizzes, so you don't have to go back and do them. So it tries to remember your place, and that's why we're actually having a user ID. Plus, you can put in reviews and so forth.
So there's a question from Morali about the different subscriptions IB offers during the account sign up. And Morali, it's not clear whether you're talking about market data or whether you're talking about research subscriptions. But let me give you my best guess here. I think actually in TWS for beginners, we do walk through market data subscriptions and research subscriptions, but we don't favor any particular research providers. We use those research providers in IB Traders Insight, which is also available, market color available under the education menu. We just leave the user to determine whether they want to subscribe to a specific research vendor. And market data, again, it depends which products you want to trade. But there is information there under the TWS for beginners.
Yep, and then also if you go under the price, just on our Interactive Brokers website, if you go under the pricing menu, you'll see that there's information on research, news, and market data. I'll just click out there so you can see it. And then you'll see on market data fees, you can click on this and it'll show you, for instance, for North America, what the particular market data fees are, what the different
bundles and
exchanges and bundles, because there's so many different ones, or European or Asian Pacific and so forth. And then if you wanted more information, in fact, this whole list is for instance, there's free services, there's bundled services, there's premium news wires. So if you just go to this page, I think it will answer some of your questions. And so I just want to go there just so you know. I think we do in our TWS for Beginners course. Let me go back here. And you'll see right here, we have a course on news and research in Mosaic. So this is where you can, this lesson 5 will go through the process of how to get to the news and research panel. And then once again, find out more information about news and research and so forth. Okay, so let's see. Any other questions here? Okay. Oh, let's see. Gustavo's asking, when you create the screen access, then you have to put in the TWS user and password to confirm and send. Yes, that's true. So you create your online screen access user ID. You create your own password for it. And then you have to confirm with your TWS user ID and password, just so that you're verifying it. And Raleigh confirmed that right below it. Okay, good. So we got that. Let's see.
So Nancy's asking a follow-up question about the market profile. You have it available. Are you able to send futures data to it? I think that is probably an API request, and the answer is yes. Anything that's available, yeah, so you can certainly send pricing using an API. I don't know how to do that, but I would say that it is available, and you could look at. We've just launched the. You can either do it with Python or R.
Yeah, I would look at the API documentation for that specifically, if that's what you're referencing. If not, just once again, send us an email.
And we'll direct it to the right department.
I mean, maybe send us a screenshot of what you're really looking for, because then we can try to track it down. Okay, here we go. Which lesson gives you how to set up my chart windows with their backgrounds, moving averages, etc.? Oh, we can answer this, right? Okay, good. So
we've found that the charting courses are extremely popular. That's one of the big things that people want to do. So Mary's just going to click on the available courses and scroll down to
Introduction to Charts, and then here we go. And so we kind of walk through from the beginning part, like the basic chart layout and configuration, and then we go dive deeper and deeper into it. So for instance, adding trend lines to TWS charts, that would be something to look at. We also show how you can create orders from charts and how to create multiple chart windows and then save them. Also, that's something that we cover. So I would take a look at this.
And the great thing there, I think it was Paul asked the question. You know, these courses, or each lesson has been kept purposely very short. So you should be able to, you know, if you don't see it in the, it should be apparent from the description where to get the information you're looking for, because you're probably looking for several things to do with charts all at the same time, like adding studies and moving averages, how to save those, and how to make them appear on every time that you open a chart or not. So we walk through adding templates and so on. So it's all there, and it's all in those very, very neat, short-sized videos.
And if you don't see something that, if you go through a course and there's something missing, feel free to send us, because we're really interested in your feedback. You know,
the reviews.
And reviews, or just send us an email. Okay, Paul's also asking, does this platform show the dark pool block trades? I think that's an algo course coming up.
Well, the only way of seeing volume is exchange published by the exchanges. So I don't know that includes any dark pools, but you know, to be honest, it probably doesn't, unless it's aggregated through, you know, the official exchange vendor. We were talking about market data a couple of minutes ago. That would fall under market data, and volume on a given security is going to come from a single source of an exchange. So unless it's aggregated in that fashion, I don't think it'll be there, Paul. I've never heard that question before about volume on a dark pool.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Okay, it looks like, here we go, there's another one. We're just about getting to the end of these. Nick's asking, where would he send questions?
Oh, that's a good one. So here's the deal. Let me go back to available courses. Okay, so you'll see here that there's a review and question button right here. And what it says here is you may submit course questions after submitting a course's final. So let's say, for instance, you go through the whole process. Let me just click on this TWS for Beginners course. So you go through all the different lessons, and then because we keep track of your progress, we'll know that you're at the end of your last lesson, and then you'll see a green button opens up at the bottom that says final quiz. You take that, complete it, and then you'll see at the very bottom 2 other buttons show up: submit a course review and ask a question. And that's where you can ask a question.
So those buttons will become live once you've completed the final.
And the reason why we put them there is because we wanted the ability for a person to go through the content of the entire course, because we may have answered their question in a video or some of the content.
Yeah, so if you find that the course is deficient in a certain aspect, then it would be pertinent to submit a question which comes through to us. And I guess you could still submit that question through IB Shorts.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a question in the meantime. Let's see. Can you add time and sales to your TWS?
Yes. Louise, you can. And I again, if you look at the charts course, the introduction to charts, you'll find that adding time and sales is available. I think it's from the file or the view menu on any chart, but basically you could add that as an icon to any chart, and then it will boot up a separate a standalone window to show time and sales for a given time period.
Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions? I think we're probably coming towards the end. Let's see. Do you have a course on how to read and interpret a statement? You mean like an activity statement? Is that what you're asking for, Nick?
I think that's probably what he's striving at.
Yeah, probably not at this point. Yeah, we do have a short video. Let's see. We do have one. Let me go back. If you go once again to our education menu and you click on short videos, okay, this is also where we have video content, and you go to the account management button. You'll see there's an item here called statements, and you just click on that. And here's both two videos, one for creating an activity flex query, where that's kind of like a custom type of query where you can get CSV information of your data, or just the regular activity statement. So we have not, we're actually planning on doing an account management course in a little while, but we're not there yet.
And the difference between the two views here, one is for short videos and one is for the Traders Academy, is that the short videos are, you can access those anytime. You don't have to register or log in, and you'll find that there's probably about 150 to 200 videos, depending on whether you're choosing a language or not.
Yep.
We have those available in Spanish and Italian, so we've been very busy here. But the idea was to create a structured course under the Traders Academy, rather than just making it available as a short video. So this is the product of several years' work, about 4 years' work so far, and we've decided to structure and create brand new content in many cases for the Traders Academy to allow you to monitor your progress and test your understanding by sitting those quizzes on each lesson, and also a final at the end of each course.
Francois, we will check into the issue that you're having as soon as we end this webinar and see why that's occurring.
Yep, please send us that, just send us an email and we'll try and get that resolved for you. And it's good, I think that we've heard from a few people that they're having a problem, which we would definitely like to overcome, because if you're having a problem, it means other people are, and we need to resolve that. Which is more popular, Mosaic or Classic? That's a really good question, Louise. The Classic version kind of looks like a spreadsheet. The Mosaic version was something that we launched maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and it's the default view within Trader Workstation. So what we try and do is gear our courses around the mosaic, because it's far more configurable insofar as you can add and remove separate tiles to your view. And we've kind of got it fully up to speed now, so that all order types are available in Mosaic. So rather than confuse people with showing how to do something in Classic and then how to do it in Mosaic, we try and concentrate the Traders Academy specifically on Mosaic.
The other thing too is, I know we often are surprised by this, but a large part of our users are using mobiles. And so if you're new to that and you want to try out IBKR mobile on either your Android smartphone or your iPhone, you see there's a couple courses here, one for the Android and one for the iPhone. So it's a great way to, and even the iPad, you can walk through this, and it's a little bit of a different interface than Mosaic and Classic, but once again, it's another option for you to, when you're on the go and you want to monitor your portfolio or create an order or get an alert. Okay.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us,
Yes,
everybody.
thank you.
Don't forget to look out for the link to this video, to this recorded webinar. We'll send that out later this afternoon. So for those people who didn't make it, they're going to receive the link too. And to, if you can remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is available through any page by clicking the YouTube icon. And that way you will get notified every time we do post a short video, which will prompt you to return to the Traders Academy and to check out new material. And don't forget, don't forget to give us some reviews and send questions in once you've completed each individual course. Looks like we have one more question from Morali here.
Oh, we actually, okay, so this is a webinar on this particular Traders Academy, but if you do want to go out to see other webinars that are recorded, you can always go to the education menu and go out to our webinar page. And this is where you can see live webinars, and also you just click this button to view recorded webinars, and this will pop up with, usually it's in date order, and this is where you can come in and basically watch previously recorded webinars and also view the webinar notes.
And you can use the series of filters on the left there if you're looking for a particular, if you're looking for charts or something.
Or even short videos.
It's all available from that filter mechanism.
So I guess what we've tried to do is give you different methods of viewing information, either through webinars or through short videos or through Traders Academy, which is kind of a curated course where you can, test your knowledge with quizzes and finals, and everything is just, the answers are right there when you submit your answers.
And the great thing about all of this is everything we've shown you today is absolutely free.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, well, thank you very much
to
the audience for joining me. Thank you to Mary McNamara for doing a great job with Traders Academy, and we'll be in your inbox later on. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and bye for now.